As soon as he fainted, then Lalita and Visakha, they came running. Hare, Hare, what happened? Like that. Then Lalita, she began to laugh. They said, why are you laughing? And she reached inside and she pulled out Shamsundar's flute. So they pulled off the sari that they saw, they sprinkled some water, brought him back. And from Ekadasi day up to the full moon, Balaram Purnima, you see on our Vaishnava calendar, what does it say? Julan Yatra of Radha Govinda. So they did this beautiful Julan Yatra ceremony from Ekadasi up to full moon on top of this beautiful place. So this way, this Parsana is just sprinkled with so many pastimes. Because you know the meaning of Barsha? Anybody has a friend named Barsha? You know a friend named Barsha? See the Takarani, no friend named Barsha? Barsha? Oh, your friend named Barsha. Barsha means rain. But here in this Parshana, not ordinary rain is coming, but rain of Krishna, rain is coming. And not only that, just as we're seeing, this whole place is sprinkled with all the wonderful pastimes of Radha Krishna here and there, and doing this so many wonderful millions of pastimes. And also, actually, Varshana means actually to make rain. Varsha means to rain. So when we want to use the word in Hindi to say that somebody makes it rain, that is Varsana. So we know we can't get Krishna's mercy without the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So she's Varsanavali. She's the one who makes Krishna's mercy rain down on all of us. So she's Varsanavali. Because just like we know from Brihadaranyaka Puran, what is that verse? You know Brihadaranyaka Puran? Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Kalu Namaste, 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 But there's another verse we don't know. Satyam, Satyam, Puna, Satyam, 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 Puna, Puna, Deena Radha Prasadena, Krishna Praptina Labdhiti. Satyam, Satyam, Puna, Satyam. It is the truth again and again. I tell you it is the truth. Satyam, Satyam, Puna, Puna. It is the truth. Again and again I'm telling you it is the truth. Deena Radha Prasadena, without getting the mercy of Srimati Radharani, Krishna Praptina, that you cannot get Krishna. So she is the Varsanavali. She is the one who makes the rain of Krishna rain. Jai
प्रेम बिहारी लाल की जय, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण की, गोपाल की, माता की, राधे श्याम।
There's no sweet water anywhere near this village, but 10 kilometers out in the forest. They had to put a diesel pump there, and they pumped the water. So now we've come to this beautiful Javadam. Sri Javadam ki. Radhe Radhe. कुछ रोते हैं? राधे राधे।
Radha Krishna.
Radha Kanta.
हाँ ये राधा कृष्ण
Radha Kanta.
इन्हें ना करनी भी
गोपाल जी गिरिदास। हाँ गिरिदास गोपाल तुम्हारा किसने जमुना दास कितना साल करे
कोई 15 साल हो गया, 15-16।
15 year old Pujari is doing nice service for Kanta.
Jatila Kutila
Abimanyu
Kutila
Jatila Kutila. बहुत पुराना, very old deities.
Srimati Radharani ki Jai Jai Sri Radhe. So now we come to one of the most important places for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Because of the existence of this place, the real ras of Braj has sprung into existence. Because we know that there's Swakiya ras and Parakiya ras. But that Swakiya ras means that's between husband and wife. But this Parakiya ras, that is between paramours. And that is much more exciting and intense type of. As in Bhagavad Gita it's described that this mature world is like a banyan tree with his root up and branches down. Do you ever see a tree like that? You never saw? No, never saw. Yes, you did. Where did you see? Think. Where did you see a tree with its branches down and roots up?
I didn't see anywhere.
Oh, yes you did. I'll tell you where. Where did you see? If you go to a lake or a big pond or a kund like Vrinda then you'll see in the water there's a tree with its branches down and its root is up. Did you see in the water sometime like that? Yeah. You did see, huh? So this mature world is just a reflection of the spiritual world. So in this mature world, the most lowest type of thing is this somebody having relationship outside of marriage. That is lowest stuff. But in spiritual world, that is the highest stuff. So this place Java just exists just for increasing the ras ulas, the joyfulness and playfulness of the pastimes of Radha Krishna. Because there's no question of any illicit activity on the behalf of Radha and Krishna. Because Radha and Krishna are one. Just like Srila Prabhupada always points out this verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. You see, many times he points out this verse. Radha Krishna Panaya Vikir Ladini Shakti Rasman Ekatmanavati Bhuvi Paradeha Vedam Gatoto Chaitanya Kyam Madhunatha Dvayam Chaikyamaptam Radha Bhavajuti Suvalitam Nomi Krishna Sarupam. Radha Krishna Pranaya. Pranaya means loving pastimes. These loving, playful pastimes between young boys and young girls. But we should not think Radha and Krishna's pastimes just like something in this mature world. Because everybody is interested in these. You see, every movie is just young boy and young girl and so many problems and how they meet and everything. Every film, especially Indian film, that is the whole story. And you go on the train, you'll see everybody's reading what? Manohar Kaniya. Isn't it? Everybody who's from India, they know. Mind enchanting stories. All these loving stories. But Radha Krishna Pranay Vikachu, Ladini Shakti Rasma, that is not manifestation of material energy. Krishna is completely full in himself. Om Purnamadak Purnamidam Purnat Purnamucchate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Evavashyate. He's completely full within himself. He doesn't have to find out some happiness outside. We're all running around trying to find this thing and that thing to bring some happiness inside. But within Krishna himself, everything is there. Krishna is Swarup Shakti. Swarup Shakti means Krishna's very being. His very being is made up of this, it's called Swarup Shakti. That is 3 divisions. One is this Sandhini, by which everything exists. Other is some bit, just like you know Veda. So this bit comes from that word Veda, by which knowledge exists. And third division is Ladini Shakti, by which bliss is known. So all these things within Krishna himself, he doesn't have to look outside. So Radha Krishna Pranay Vikaji Ladini Shakti Rasma. Now some secret thing is said. Ek Atmanav Api. Api is a very tiny Sanskrit word. 2 syllables. Api. But when you put it on any word, the word before becomes very heavy. Ek Atmanav Api. Ek Atma, you can understand, it is one soul. Radha and Krishna are not 2, they're one soul. Deha Bedam, just like we know we're studying this Achintya Beda Bed. So Bed means to divide. Difference. So what has divided? Deha Bedam. Deha, you know? You don't know. Everybody knows that verse. Backwards, forwards, even asleep. If we go to any Kuroko boy and whisper and say, what is the verse from 2nd chapter? What will he say? Dehinosmin yata dehe komaram jovanam jara tatra dehantara praptir dirastatyadam kirti. So dehi means who's living inside the deha. When we want to say in Sanskrit inside, it says deha, we say dehe. Dehi nosmin yata dehe. Inside the deha there's dehi, there's soul. He's living inside deha. Deha means body. Huh? So, Deha Bedam, they have divided in 2 bodies. Radha and Krishna are one, but they have divided. When? Katoto, since the beginning of time, nobody can say we have to talk like that because we exist in this material world. So, Radha Krishna Padaya Vikachi Ladini Shakti Rasmat Ekatmana Vati Bhuvi Para Deha Bedam Katoto. So this is all very difficult philosophy to understand. It is one soul and 2 bodies. How to understand? Ek Atmana Vati. Ek Atma or no De. One soul and 2 bodies. How to understand all this? Therefore, in this modern age, it says Chaitanya Kyam Aduna. In Hindi, when we want to say modern, then we say Adunik. That is coming from the Sanskrit. Aduna is modern age because 500 years according to Vedic time, that is modern. When Brahma's day is, so many 4,320,000,000, that's just daytime. So 500 years, that becomes modern time. So in this modern time, Aduna Prakatam Tadvayam, those 2, Tadvayam, Cha Ekyam, they again became 1. Tadvayam, Cha Ekyam, again became 1. Chaitanyakyam, that is known as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only by mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by chanting this Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. We enter into the mysteries of this understanding of this Radha Krishna Lila. Just like we're singing, Parakya Bhave Prajete Prachar. This is the special thing of Braj, this Parakiya Bhava. It is very, because it is much more exciting. Just like in Hindi we have saying, the stolen mango tastes sweeter. Mango, everywhere in the market mango is available. In the backyard also mango is available. You live in India, backyard also there. But you sneak in somebody else's yard and steal the mango, that was much more sweet. Or just like 3-4 days ago, that's how I got idea to come here. We came here with all the Gurukul boys. So how to get little boys to understand such a high philosophy? So I told them, this year they have different schedules. Previously, on the Diwali day, we used to go on the roof of the Gurukul and we'll shoot off rockets and bombs and have a whole good time. A lot of fun. Yes. But if you sneak down in the corridor and you put bomb outside your teacher's room, oh, that's much more fun. So, this Swakiya Bhav, that is no fun. But this Parakiya Bhav, there's so much excitement and so much intensity and so many problems are there that have to become overcome. Like this, Radha Krishna's pastimes become very ujjal, very shining, very wonderful. The ras ulas increases like anything, the joyfulness of pastimes. So this place exists just as the basis of that Parakiya Bhav. Because there's no question, Radha Krishna, well, there's no question of anything illicit. But this is just their performing their pastimes in this Bhav, just to increase the ras ulas, the joyfulness of the pastime. So we should have to understand very, very carefully. Chaitanya kyam prakatha madhunatva jayam chaki Radha Bhava Juti Suvalitam. This is a secret thing he's telling about Lord Chaitanya. Radha Bhava Juti Suvalitam. Just like we see our Radharani, she's so sweetly gold colored. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has accepted that duty. Duty means luster. That luster and bhav of Srimati Radharani. Nomi Krishna Swarup. He's the same Krishna, but he's accepted this duty, this luster, and bhav of Srimati Radharani. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this secret thing. So, in all of our Gaudiya Vaishnava literatures, we never find any description of wedding of Abhimanyu and Radharani. Just in hinting way. There's one time, only thing we find, one time, Purnamasi, she came to see Sri Nandanandan, and she gave him nice laddu. So Nandanandan, he likes laddu. You like laddu? Yes. So Nandanandan, he took that laddu, it was so nice laddu, he was just looking like that. He said, oh, Mother Purnamasi, where did you get such nice laddu? He said, you don't know? He said, no, I don't know. And he started to take bite. He said, today Radharani was married with Abhimanyu, so this came from the wedding feast. And then Nandanandan, he just stood there completely stunned, he couldn't speak. He was just shocked to hear this incredible news. Only by a secret hint we get this. No description, only this much description is. So this is the house of Abhimanyu. Vrishabhanu Maharaj, he gave this beautiful palace in charity. In dowry, we were describing about dowry, so he gave this dowry to Radharani, this beautiful palace. And Abhimanyu came to stay here along with his mother-in-law, Jatila, and sister Kutila. Well, his mother. His mother, Jatila, and sister Kutila. So Jatila, just like if you were here in Braj and Sravan, then you saw so many sadhus came with all their hair just twisted and twisted with tree sap and all like this. I was just in Poland and Woodstock, and what to speak of, boy, I saw a girl also, I never saw like this. I stayed in Braj too long. All twisted and twisted. You ever went to Woodstock? Anybody went to Woodstock in Poland? You saw? Huh? It's like that. Even girls were all twisted. So this is called jata. All twisted on top of the head, twisted and turned and twisted and turned. So you can just understand Jatila, her mind is like that, all twisted and turned Jatila. And Kutila, Ku means also crooked. Kutila, Jatila, Kutila, just crooked and twisted and twisted. Always making trouble. So one day, Abhimanyu, he went to Nandagam to talk with Nanda Baba. At that time, Mother Yasoda, she had a great big wooden box, and she was placing so many wonderful things, sandalwood, aguru, and silks, and satins, and gold, and silver, and jewels, and ornaments, and all different types of descriptions, and incense, so many wonderful things she was putting inside that box. So then Nandan came, and he said, Maya, are you putting all these things in this box for me? Are you putting all these things in this? Is this for me? Is this for me? Are Lala, this is not for you. Now you go away, I'm busy. No, Maya, then it is for Baldao? It's for Baldao? Huh? It's for Baldao? Are Lala, this is not for Baldao either. Are, then who else is pulling your heartstrings besides me and Baldao? Yes, sweet way to talk. Who else is pulling your heartstrings besides me and Baldao? Are Lala, I'm very busy, but I will tell you. The Lala, there's a very wonderful girl who lives here in Braj, and she's so sweet and wonderful. Every day she comes here to Nandagram just to cook for you, and she's so sweet and wonderful. Every time I see her, I feel so happy. So I just decided I'm packing up this big box of wonderful things just to give present to her. So Nandanandan, hearing Mother Yasoda talk so sweetly about Radharani, his whole body is erupting in goosebumps, and he pulled his chadar like this so she can't see them. All his hair is standing on end. But he said, Maya, tell me something more about this wonderful girl. Huh? He's enchanted to hear the glorification of Srimati Radharani from Mother Yasoda's mouth. He says, Lala, just like by some great fortune of pious activities, I got you as a son, so from the jewel mind womb of my friend Kirtita has come this jewel-like daughter named Radhika. And she's so wonderful. She has so many wonderful qualities. Those qualities, when they take shelter in ordinary women, those women become decorated by those qualities. She's so wonderful that those qualities become decorated by being in her person. Ordinary women, they become decorated with these good qualities. But those qualities, she's so wonderful, those qualities become decorated by being in her person. Oh, Lala is just relishing this talk of Mother Yasoda. Oh, sweet brother. So just then, the servant girl comes and she said, Oh Maya, Rangana and Tangana are here, the two jewelers that take the measurements for Krishna and Balaram's Diwali jewelry. Acha. So then Mother Yasoda, she shut the trunk. She turned the great big key like this, and she put the key on top of the trunk. And she went out to talk to Rangana and Tankana to give them the measurements and designs for Krishna and Balaram's Diwali jewelry. So then Lala, he took that key off the top of the trunk. He turned the key around. He opened that trunk. He took everything out and put it in the hands of Danista. He said, you go by the back road to Javat and take all these things there to Javat. And then I'm going to crawl inside here. And he told all his friends who were standing there that as soon as I crawl inside, you shut the lid, you turn the lock, and put it back like Mother Yasoda. So that's what they did. So then, Mother Yasoda, she sent message to Abhimanyu that when he's finished talking with Nanda Baba, he should come to see her. So Abhimanyu came and he bowed down and touched the lotus feet of Mother Yasoda. And he said, yes, Maya, anything for me? He said, my dear Abhimanyu, I'm so pleased with your wonderful wife, Srimati Radharani, that I have packed this huge wooden box filled with the most wonderful jewels and ornaments, and so many wonderful things, pearls and emeralds and rubies gold and silver. So I want you to take all these things back to Javat and give them to your wonderful wife and tell her this order from Nandarani. Sandeshtavya Tvayi Madakshi Sukade Sri Kirtida Kirtide Radhe Presita Petikantara Gatin Ati Ujwala Jyotisha Tvagatro Chitta Mandanena Nitaram Tvad Balavena Sputam Tvam Sringaravati Sadabhava Chiranjiveti Sambhogata. Sandesh means, this is my instruction. Sandesh atavya tvayi, for you. Marakshi sukade. Marakshi, aksha means eyes. Sukade, who gives happiness to my eyes. Marakshi sukade. Sri Kirtida, Kirtide, who gives glory to Kirtida. Radhe presita peti kantaram, inside this peti, inside this box. Ati ujjvala jyotisha, there's a very shining effulgence. You just decorate yourself with all the valuable ornaments inside this box that are very dear. And in this way, Sringaravati, you decorate yourself and Chiranjiveti Sambhogata, you enjoy the contents of this box to your full satisfaction. On top of his head. And Abhimanyu began walking from Nandagam. We saw in the distance Nandagam. With this big heavy box on his head. So you think by the time he reached here after 4 kilometers, he must have become very, very tired. You think so? Must have been very tired. It was like we had to carry this prasad up here. I was very tired. But do you think that if you were carrying a box filled with the most wonderful, concentrated eternity bliss and knowledge that you would become tired? Actually, his hairs were standing on end. His body was shivering. Tears were filling his eyes. He was practically dancing in jig when he got here to Nandagam. Just like sometimes we're on Sankirtan. And somehow that day, everybody's taking a book, and we're just passing on books and passing on books, and we don't even know the time is passing. All of a sudden, Prabhu, please come, get in the van, let's go, it's time to go back to the temple. What happened to the time? We're so surprised. The Sankirtan band has come to pick us up, and we don't know where the time is. When we're completely absorbed in the service of Radha Kanta, then we don't feel any difficulty whatsoever. Only when we're engaged in our own selfish sense gratification that we feel some difficulty. So, this way, the servants came and, with great difficulty they took that box off his head. And Mother Jatila came and says, Abhimanyu, what is this? He said, Mother, I must have left house under a very special star today, because Mother Yasoda has filled this box with the most wonderful jewels and ornaments. And she has given me this order. She's given this order for my wife, Srimati Radhika. Sandeshatavya Tvayi Madakshi Sukade Sri Kirtida Kirtide Radhe Presita Peti Kantaram Gatin Ati Ujwala Jyotisa Twadgotro Chita Mandanena Nitaram Tvad Balavena Sputam Tvam Sringaravati Sadabhava Chiranjiveti Sambhogata. That within this box is the most wonderful glowing effulgence. And you should just decorate yourself with these beautiful ornaments, decorate your body with these beautiful ornaments, and enjoy the contents of this box to your full satisfaction. So, Mother Jatila said, Lala, this box is so heavy, even I myself, and even if Kutila helps me, we can't lift this box. So you yourself take this box down to Radharani's bedroom where she's sitting with all her friends and put it on a raised platform where she can easily see what's inside this box. And you repeat this order of Nandarani to her, and you tell her it's the order of her mother-in-law that she follow the order of Nandarani and enjoy the contents of this box to her full satisfaction. So then Abhimanyu, he picks up this box. He comes down to the bedroom of Srimati Radhika. She's sitting with all her friends. Now when she's here in Java, it's just like a deep, dark, dingy dungeon. And they're all just sitting around lamenting. They want to be outside somewhere near Nandanandan. And they're just sitting there. And from the corners of their lotus petal eyes, they see that Abhimanyu's coming. But from the corners of their beautiful lotus petal eyes, they see he's carrying a very wonderful box. And he sets that box down in front of them, and they're all pretending not to be interested. And he says, this box has come from Mother Yasoda, and he repeats this wonderful prayer of Mother Yasoda, and he tells her, it is the order of my mother, that you enjoy the contents of this box to your full satisfaction. And he gets up and leaves. As soon as he leaves, Radharani says, oh, you can just imagine, all these little girls are there, a big wonderful box has come, boom, immediately they're all around that box. Imagine a bunch of little girls with big strange boxes come. And Radharani says, hey Lalite, my left breast, my left thigh, my left arm, the left side of my face, everything is quivering, but I do not find anything here in this deep, dark, dingy dungeon of my mother-in-law's house for such auspiciousness. And Lalita says, we're also feeling an explosion of ecstatic bliss within our minds. We don't find out any reason for that. It must be something very special inside this box that Mother Yasoda has sent. So then they take the key and they turn the lock, and everybody's waiting to see what's inside that box. And they open up the box and out pops Nanda. And everybody, because they're just in Radharani's bedroom, so they're not perfectly clothed, immediately everyone begins to pull their saris, and all the servant girls were just lying there like this. Immediately everybody sits up very straight and proper, fixes their saris very nicely and everything. And everybody just exploding in bliss. And Lalita says, oh, what a wonderful, some wonderful day has come. And this house has become blessed. And this day is also blessed. And this order of Nandarani is also blessed. And your mother-in-law has repeated that order. So now you should proclaim your glory. And following the order of your all superiors, enjoy the contents of this box to your full satisfaction. So Radharani becomes very embarrassed. And then she says, just see, Lalite, some thief has come and stolen all of the things that Mother Yasoda sent and has put himself inside this box. You immediately go to Mother Jatila and tell her now, let her come and see what has happened. And Lalita says, yes, oh you rascal. You came riding on the head of Abhimanyu to rendezvous with his own wife. You're determined to see that there are no chaste women left in the whole of Braj. I'm going to Mother Jatila right now, and just so she can come here and everybody can know your real fame and glory. And Nanda says, now wait a minute. Is it Lalita? Lalite? I saw this beautiful box in my mother's house, and I climbed inside, and somehow your friend's husband comes along, closes the box, and brings me here, just to be framed by this bogus accusation. What is this? Hey Radhe, the natural fragrance of the wood of this box was so enchanting, I crawled inside just to become anointed with this fragrance, just to please you. And all of a sudden, your husband comes and drags me away, so what is my fault? And he turns to all the gopis, now I put the presentation of accusations before you. You all meditate on it very, very carefully. If Radharani is at fault, then I will definitely punish her according to as befitting a punishment should be. And if I am at fault, then I will accept the punishment of being locked in in the embrace of all of your arms. For 3 nights I will spend in this miserable way and locked in the embrace of all of your arms here in this place. So you just decide who is wrong and who is right. In this way, all the gopis are just rolling and rolling in the ocean of transcendental bliss and waves of transcendental ecstasy and flowing in all directions. So one thing, we should never think ill of this Jatila, Kutila, Abhimanyu. There's simply, the Abhimanyu is actually the incarnation of Krishna's shadow. There's no ordinary person can be associated with Radharani. And Yogamaya makes it in such a way, he never even comes near to Radharani. They're all there just to increase. They have great service. Just like one time, Jatila was talking with Kutila and she said, everybody in Braj is talking about our daughter-in-law and this rascal ravisher of women, this Nanda. And it's become a big scandal all over Braj. We have to do something about it. Somehow or other we have to keep Radharani inside the house. She can't go out. We have to figure out some way or another. She's not going to go to Nandagam to cook for Nandanandan. She's not going to go to Surya Kund to do puja of Surya. She'll have to stay here in the house and we'll never let her out. This way we can stop all of this scandalous talk that is ruining our family. And Kutila says, but how will Mother Yasoda accept such a thing? Every day Radharani comes here, she has benediction for Duras Muni that whoever tastes her cooking will never get any disease and he'll never be struck by any misfortune. And by eating the food of Radharani, he's passed over so many great difficulties, so many demons tried to kill him. How Mother Yasoda, she's never going to allow such a thing to happen. How am I going to explain to her? And Chaitanya says, anyway, you tell her that just like we love, just like she loves her beautiful son Nandanandan, we also love our dear daughter-in-law Srimati Radhika. And whoever heard of such a thing, that a married woman goes to somebody else's house every day and cooks for another man? We've never heard of such a thing. They simply have to understand her position. Anyway, if she wants, if she wants that Radharani cook, then she can stay here and cook and send the things to Nandagam. She's not going to leave the house, and that's the final. So somehow Kutila went there to Nandagam. This was just like a thunderbolt on the head of Srimati Yasoda. She was so shocked when she heard this news, she almost lost consciousness, but she had to accept because Jatila was determined. So now Radharani's stuck here in this deep, dark, dingy dungeon that is the house of her mother. She practically became lifeless. The luster left her eyes. She just lies on the bed. If you talk to her, she doesn't answer as if she's completely deaf and dumb. And the gopikas, they're trying to console her because she's burning in the Viraha Agni, the fire of Viraha, fire of separation. And that fire is scorching her body so much. They have taken beautiful lotus petals and anointed them with chandan paste filled with nice camphor, very cooling camphor. And they made a bed for Radharani to lie on. And as soon as she lies on that bed, everything is turned into dust. Those lotus petals just dry up and turn into dust. The camphor paste turns into dust. Everything. Fire is burning so much. She's suffering so much. So one day, Dhanista comes, and she sees Radharani in this condition, and seeing no other alternative, she goes straight up to Srimati Radhika lying on the bed with her eyes just staring into space and said, why don't you sit up and look, your beloved Shyam Sundar is sitting right in front of you right now. And hearing the name Shyam Sundar in her ear, she immediately sat up. It says, quick, you have to cook, because Mother Rohini cooked today, but Lala, just He just nibbled and nibbled. He didn't really eat. And Mother Yasoda is so worried he's going to get sick if he doesn't eat properly. You have to make something nice for him, and I'll take it back to Nandagam immediately. And Radharani says, I'm going to make 4 times the number of sweets I usually make. And she runs to the kitchen, and the two of them have secret conversations. So later that evening, suddenly Lalita comes running into the room of Jatila, and she throws herself on the floor and she says, oh no, the most horrible thing has happened. Unseen by others, a snake came and bit Srimati Radharani. She's going to die! She's just rolling on the floor and crying. And Mother Jatila is so upset she ran to the courtyard, and there's Radharani lying in the side of the courtyard. And Lalita says, a snake with a jewel on his head was hiding beneath the plum tree, and Radharani saw that jewel and being fascinated, she reached to get it, and that snake bit her, and now the poison is spreading to her body and she's going to die. And Mother Jatila says, no, no, quick, oh Kutila, run and get the snake doctor, run and get the snake doctor, because in every village or every area they have snake doctor who chants special mantras to take the poison out. Just like we saw in the Goshala one time, our electrician, his wife got bit by a snake, and she was practically unconscious, and they called the mantra doctor, and he came and he chanted all these mantras. Somehow or other she came completely back to life. Like that. So they said, run quick and get the snake doctor and tell him to come here immediately, otherwise Radharani is going to die. And Radharani said, look, you guys are always talking about me and other men. No male doctor is ever going to come here and touch me. But this is an emergency. You can't talk like this. If any male, you guys always talk about me and other men. If any male doctor comes here, I will just by my own will leave my body right in front of your eyes. No, but how can you talk like this? No, this is emergency. Even in emergency, sometimes we have to eat something that's not properly to be eaten, or sometimes we have to say something that's not proper to be said in emergency. He said, anyway, that's my decision. If you bring any male doctor here, I'm going to leave my body right in front of you. Normally, you always talk to me about that. So then, all the residents of Braj, they come running, and one gopi says, well, anyway, if she doesn't want to be touched by any male person, there's one person who's very expert. In fact, he got rid of that Kaliya, and all the cowboys and calves who drank the water in that lake in the Jamuna, he simply glanced over them and they all came back to life. If we bring Hari here and let him glance over her, then immediately all the poison will be chased away. He said, that person, you're always talking about me and Krishna. If Krishna comes here, that person who brings such a person in front of my face, he's the most worst enemy of my life. He said, oh no, now what are we going to do? Now what are we going to do? Let's go get Purnamasi. So they all run to Purnamasi. Then maybe she knows the snake mantras. And Purnamasi says, I don't know the snake mantras, but Gargi, she's the daughter of Gargacharya, maybe she knows those snake mantras. So where's Gargi's house? It was just around the corner. So they all run to Gargi's house. And Gargi says, well, I don't know those mantras, but my cousin's sister from Mathura is just, she knows, she's very specialist in these mantras. And she's been married in a very high caste Brahmin family in Benares. But she came just a few days ago to Mathura, and just today she came over here to visit me. So maybe she knows. So they all run to Vijayavali, and her name is Vijayavali, and she's here today. You know. So they all run there, and Mother Jatila is falling down and touching the feet of Vijayavali. He said, please, please, you must come and save our daughter. And she says, who is your daughter? He says, Srimati Radharani. As soon as she heard the name Radharani, she said, no, I couldn't possibly go. My father comes from a very, very high lineage of Brahmins, and he is married to me to a very aristocratic Brahmin family in Benares. And if I brought shame on my two family dynasties, my father-in-law will throw me out of the house. And if I'm thrown out of the house by my father-in-law, my father will never let me come in his house. Then where will I go? I'll have nowhere to go. I can't possibly risk staining our family names. I couldn't. I've heard all about this Radharani and all these things. I couldn't possibly go. No, you please, you have to come. And he said, and another thing, I've heard, since I've come back from Benares and in Mathura, everybody's talking about this rascal, Krishna. And if he just came, I have heard how he just looks with lusty eyes upon all the cowherd women of Braj. And if he even just glanced, so much it glanced at me, I will simply die and I will never go back to my father-in-law's house or my father's house. I can't possibly, no, I just can't possibly go. So no, we'll surround you, we'll make sure he never comes to you. Please, you have to save our daughter-in-law, she's going to die. Anyway, she's grabbing hold of Vijayavali's feet and massaging Vijayavali's feet. You must have guessed who Vijayavali is by now. Mother Jatila is massaging the lotus feet of that Vijayavali. So she says, all right, I'll come, but you have to be very careful that that rascal, that wanton ravisher of women never comes near me. No, we'll surround you, he'll never come. So they take Vijayavali very carefully with their eyes open in all directions, very carefully to the house of Abhimanyu here in Javat. And they come inside, and Vijayavali goes, and she begins to massage the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika. And then she goes up to the calves, and she goes higher and higher, following the path of the poison, till finally she comes to Radharani's heart. And then she says, this poison has risen almost to her heart, and is a very dangerous poison. I know one mantra, and along with that mantra I have to chew betel leaves, and I will transfer those betel leaves into the mouth of your daughter-in-law. I know it sounds a little strange, but this is the process that I learned, and there's no one in the whole three worlds who knows as much about snake bites as me. And Jatila says, well, even the Kshatriyas, they take the remnants of the Brahmanas, and we're Vaishyas, so I guess it's not a problem for us to take the remnants of your remnants. Anything, just please save her. So then Vijayavali begins to chant these wonderful mantras and chew betel leaves and put her mouth over the mouth of Srimati Radharani and transfer those betel leaves to her mouth, and she sprinkles her with special mantra chanted water. But instead of getting better, she's just breathing heavily and just quivering in ecstasy. Well, they can't say it's ecstasy, they just see her quivering in so many things. And she says, this mantra is useless. I can see that it is having no effect. Now I know this was a very dangerous snake. And I know how to bring that snake here by mantra. And he will take this poison back from her body. But that mantra takes 3 hours to chant. And I have to have complete concentration. If I'm interrupted, I'll have to start over. By that time, your daughter-in-law will die. So you all leave this room right now. Don't even come near the door. I have to have undivided attention to chant this mantra. So she shoos everybody out the door and locks the door from the inside. Everybody runs very, very far away from the door. Now they have 3 hours of playful pastimes and joyful joking and pranks and so many wonderful pastimes. Nobody's been about them for 3 hours. So after 3 hours, and a little bit of time goes by, more than 3 hours, then they move closely to the door. As they get close to the door, they put their ears to the door, and suddenly they hear the voice of Vijayavali addressing that snake. Oh, black snake, by the power of my mantra, I have called you here. I want to know, where are you from? He said, I have come from Kailash. And why have you come here to bite and bitten this poor innocent young girl? Because this Jatila has offended my master, Lord Shiva. And how has Jatila offended your master, Lord Shiva? Because Durvas Muni is the partial expansion of my master, Lord Shiva. And he has given benediction to Srimati Radharani that her cooking will be just as sweet as nectar, and whoever tastes her cooking will never get any disease. So she has stopped that Srimati Radharani from coming to taste, to cook for Sri Nandanandan. And my master master, Lord Shiva, his partial expansion is Lord Vishnu, and his partial expansion is Lord Krishna. So this Jatila has spoken many insulting words about Sri Krishna. So my master, Lord Shiva, has become insulted. So I have come here. Then what? And then Bijali says, then why didn't you bite Jatila? Because if I bite Jatila, she will only suffer for a few moments only. But if I decided to bite her son, Abhimanyu, then she will suffer very miserably in her old age for the rest of her life. Well, if you're supposed to bite Abhimanyu, why did you bite this poor innocent girl? Because by the power of the chastity of this young girl, he has passed over many obstacles, and she has saved him from so many difficulties. So if I bite her, she will die, and automatically Abhimanyu will die, and this Jatila will suffer for the rest of her miserable life. But isn't there any way that we can make you take back this poison? Is there any way she can make amends? Yes, she will never stop Srimati Radharani from going to cook in Nandagam, and she will never say anything bad about Sri Nandanandan. Then I will take my poison and go back to Kailash. So Jatila's outside. She says, yes, I promise. I'll never stop her. I will send her personally every day to Nandagam. I will never say anything bad. What can I do? It's just that I'm so old and I'm senile and my brain, and everybody knows I'm half crazy anyway. And this Subal, he dresses up like Radharani and goes there and plays with Krishna. It just makes me crazy. I know it's nothing. I know it's all false. And I know it's just Subal playing with Krishna. But I'm just so senile and crazy. Please forgive me. Please save my daughter. I promise I'll never do anything again. All right, I'm taking back the poison from the body of Srimati Radhika. But if ever I hear any complaints again, I will come here immediately and bite both Srimati Radhika and Abhimanyu, and this Jatila will suffer miserably for the rest of her miserable life. So then, oh my goodness, the snake has taken the poison away from Srimati Radharani. Oh, everyone please come in. And she unlocks the door, Vijayavali unlocks the door, and everyone sees Radharani's had 3 hours of free time with Sri Krishna. Her eyes are just so bright, and her cheeks are glowing, beautiful pink color, and she's so happy and glowing, and the luster has come back in her face and everything. And Jatila is so excited, and Kutila says, oh, my dear sister-in-law, just give your jeweled ornament to this, your jeweled locket to this wonderful Vijayavali. She saved your life. And Jatila says, Aray, Murk, you foolish girl, what are you talking? She should give all of her jewelry. She should right here in front of me decorate this Vijayavali with all her jewelry. Myself and Mother Yasoda will give her a whole bunch more jewels. So right now, here in front of me, she should take all of her jewels and decorate this Vijayavali. So right there in front of everyone, Radharani is decorating Vijayavali with all of her jewels and all of her ornaments, and she's thinking in her mind, what type of special day, what side of the bed did I get on today? That ordinarily I can't even look at from the corner of my eye at Nandanandan, and now right in front of my mother-in-law, and by my mother-in-law's order, I'm decorating my prana bala to my full satisfaction. I can't believe it. Even I can't manifest my Bama. She's Bama, very uppity. You know, she has very contrary nature. I haven't even had chance this special day. I can't even manifest my contrary nature. And right in front of my mother-in-law, I'm decorating my pranana. And when she's finished decorating, then Mother Jatila says, now you give this Vijayavali a big embrace, and she puts her hand behind the backs of both of them and pushes them together in the most loving, warm embrace right in front of her mother-in-law. So then Vijayavali says, well, it's quite late, so we should be on our way. He said, no, how can you go? It's almost midnight. It's very dangerous. You stay here for the night. Vijayavali says, well, actually, all this talk about snakes and poison and all these things was actually very frightening. I was wondering how we were going to go back to the forest. He said, no, and besides, who knows? She may have a relapse. So better you stay here. We'll go up on the roof. We'll make a beautiful bed on top of the roof where you and Radhika can sleep together underneath the canopy of the stars, and no one will come upstairs and bother you. Stay there and spend the night together, and just make sure she never gets any relapse. So right up there on top of the roof where you saw her run around these beautiful footprints, they put a beautiful bed, and under the canopy of the stars, Radha and Krishna spent the night together on top of the roof of this beautiful house in Java. Bolo Srimati Radha Rani Ki Jai. Another example. These are all coming from Chamatkar Chandrika, a very beautiful book by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who wrote what song we sing every day?
Guru Astaka.
Somebody says Sansara prayer, somebody says Guru Astaka. Sansara means this blazing fire of material existence of birth and death. We don't want to sing to samsara. We want to sing to Guru, who frees us from samsara. So this is called Guru Vastakam, 8 prayers glorifying the spiritual master. So he has written all of these beautiful pastimes in one book called Chamatkar Chandrika. So there, he tells that one time during the month of Magh, you know when the month of Magh comes? Right? End of December and January. This is the month of Magh. So there's a special mela called Magh Mela, and every 12 years it becomes Kumbh Mela. Anybody was there? Where's my water? Anybody was there in Kumbh Mela in 2000? You were there? All right. So remember Kumbh Mela. So the Kumbh Mela also takes place in the month of Magh, and it's a great austerity. That's the coldest time of the year, and everybody makes vrat to go and take bath in the very cold water of the Ganga and Jamuna at the Sangam. So Kutila, she noticed every day her sister-in-law, her very soft and komal, so incredibly delicate sister-in-law, Srimati Radhika, every morning she's leaving the house early in the morning to go down to the bank of the Jamuna and take her bath in this cold weather, in the cold water of Jamuna. How can my sister-in-law possibly tolerate this? Must be something else going on. He became suspicious. So giving some excuse, she wandered over to Nandagam, and when she got to Nandagam, she said, "What is the news of the Prince of Braj today?" "Oh, our Prince of Braj, he's performing a very religious vrat. Every morning he goes down to the bank of the Jamuna in this cold weather to take his bath in the cold water of the Jamuna." "Oh, is it? That's very interesting. I wonder what type of religious vrats they're actually performing on the bank of the Jamuna." He said, "I will go and see for myself." So Kutila begins wandering down the bank of the Jamuna in search of her sister-in-law and that rascal ravisher of young women, Sri Nandananda. And it's not hard to find them. She sees these most enchanting footprints going through the forest, and she wanders on down past Chatikar and starts down towards Krishna Balaram Mandir and a little further down on the bank of the Jamuna. And suddenly Rati Manjari, who's been posted as a lookout, she sees Kutila coming, and she runs back to the flower bower just underneath where that Madan Mohan temple. There's a beautiful place called Praskandananda Tirth. And there's a beautiful flower bower. Inside that beautiful flower bower, Lalita and Visakha and all the wonderful girlfriends of Srimati Radharani are there with Sri Krishna, and they're enjoying most wonderful pastimes. And Rati Manjari, it was Tulsi Manjari saying, Tulsi or Rati Manjari saying, she comes running in and sees everybody just overflowing with waves of transcendental bliss. And she hates to disturb the situation, but she calls out, Bo, Bo, Vandevis, Brajadevis. I bring news that is like a thunderbolt on the pastimes of the, in the flower bower on the bank of the Jamuna. Kutila is wandering down the banks of the Jamuna. She just passed Chatikar and she's practically right in front of this place right now. And all the gopis, oh no, now what are we going to do? And Krishna says, don't worry. I'm going to go and disguise myself as Abhimanyu and intercept her on the way. And then I will mislead her. And then I'm going to take this pastime to even higher and higher heights. So then Sri Krishna disappears from the flower bower and he goes running to Brindadevi. As Brindadevi keeps little go-downs, warehouses all over Braj with all the necessary paraphernalia for the pastimes. She says, Brindadevi, quick, I need an outfit. Look just like Abhimanyu. So Brindadevi dresses up Nandanandan, covering up all his special features and makes him look exactly like Abhimanyu. And he goes wandering down the path, and suddenly he sees his sister, and imitating the voice of Abhimanyu, he calls out, oh, my dear sister Kutila, what has brought you down to the bank of the Jamuna so early in the morning? Oh, my foolish brother, you never believe me when I tell you. But I heard that your wife is performing a very strange vrat of coming to the bank of the Jamuna in this cold weather and taking her bath. And when I inquired in Nandagam, I also heard that this son of Nanda Maharaj is also coming to the bank of the Jamuna to perform this bathing in the Jamuna. Now you just figure out what is actually going on, my stupid brother of mine. You never listen to me. He says, oh, my dear sister Kutila, I had hitched up one of my bulls today to train him how to plow, but he broke the plow and ran away, and I've been looking for him everywhere and I can't find him, and that's disturbing my heart. But this news is really disturbing my heart. I tell you what to do. You go ahead and see if you find them together. Or you see if you find her alone. Do you find her alone, giving some excuse, bring her back here to me. And do you find them together, then you come back here quietly and tell me, and I will come and watch their vulgar activities from the bushes. And then I will go to Mathura and I will complain to King Kamsa. He will come here with 100 foot soldiers and 10 cavalrymen and arrest this Nandanandan along with his father and throw him into a tight dungeon as tight as a mother's womb, and he will be free from this curse from ever on. He said, actually, I've got a better idea, my dear sister. You just go there and come and tell me, and I'll tell you later. So then, Jatila walks up to the flower bower, and all the gopis are standing there. And Lalita says, oh, Kutila, what has brought you down to the bank of the Jamuna so early in the morning? And Kutila says, I've come here to learn all about your activities. Well, then learn all you want. He said, I've already learned all I need to know. Oh, then please let us hear from your own mouth. What is it you have learned? He said, I don't have to tell you anything from my own mouth, because the scent of Hari in this place tells the whole story. And Lalita says, oh, Kutila, you've saved us. We're just poor innocent girls in the forest, and you smell a lion nearby? Because Hari also means lion. You know, Dayanara Hari, Dayanara Hari. You smell a lion nearby? Oh, Kutila, thank you so much. You've saved us. And Kutila says, don't be so smart. You just tell me, who's inside this flower bower house here? So there must be some demigod who's enjoying his pastimes here. You know, but then just open the door and show me. Well, how is it possible for me to open up someone else's door? Oh, you really are poor, defenseless young girls. You never opened up anyone else's door, but you're very expert at getting someone to open up her door. In fact, you've become the self-effulgent acharya in this art. And she storms up and kicks down the doors of the flower bower house, and flowers are going everywhere, and she sees Radharani's pearl necklace and Krishna's garland twined together on a bed of flowers. And she immediately runs in and grabs, just see! Here's my evidence, here's Radharani's pearl necklace, and that rascal, that lumpet and cuppet Sri Krishna, his garland, mixed together on a bed of lust. Now I'm going to go to Mother Jatila and show her this thing. And Radharani says, but you don't frighten me at all, because those things don't even belong to me. That necklace is not even mine. That necklace is actually Abhimanyu's. So you do whatever you want. I don't care. And then Radharani begins screaming and moving her eyebrows in a very crooked fashion and waving her finger and chastising Kutila. And Kutila, seeing so many bold gopis there, she backs up. And she says, well, I'm going to Braj right now, and I'm going to tell Mother Jatila what's going on. And Radharani says, wherever your fickle mind wants to go, you just follow it. Am I afraid? I'm not afraid of you at all, because these things don't belong to me, and you're just making a fool of yourself over nothing. So then I'm leaving, and she runs off down the forest path, and she comes to her brother standing in the forest nearby, and he shows him, just see, I have the evidence here. This is Radharani's pearl necklace and that rascal Sri Krishna's flower garland. They were twined together on a bed of lust inside the flower bower house. And Abhimanyu says, oh, just give me that evidence. I will take it to King Kamsa and show him what is going on. In fact, I told you I had a better idea. I will take these things to Govardhan Mala and tell him this is the pearl necklace of his wife Chandravali, because we shouldn't let this scandal come on our name, our family name. I will tell Govardhan Mala, and he will go tell King Kamsa to come and arrest this rascal along with his father and throw him in a deep dark dungeon. So then you run back to the house, I'm coming very soon. So then Kutila, she runs back to the house, and Sri Krishna, dressed as Abhimanyu, he wanders along the bank of the Jamuna, enjoying himself, seeing all the forest, seeing all the flowers in the forest, and all the beautiful trees and creepers, and just enjoying himself for 3 hours on the bank of the Jamuna. Just take up time so that it seems like he's going to Mathura. Then after some time, he comes back to his house here, and he calls out, says, oh, Mother Jatila! Oh, Sister Kutila, I have been to see King Kamsa. He's coming here with he's sending 100 foot soldiers and 10 cavalrymen, very soon. But on the way here, I heard the most horrible news. That rascal, that lumpet and cumpet, he has taken up a dress just like me and is on his way here right now. I want you to go way up on top of the roof and take lots of gober balls filled with dirt and big stones and sit up there on the roof and watch out for him. And you know, my wife, if she even got a whiff of the smell of that rascal, she will lose her mind and run after him. So I will guard her downstairs in the room. I will lock the room and guard her downstairs so that she doesn't get a chance to run away. So you please go up to the roof and stand guard. So then Krishna goes down and locks the door downstairs with Srimati Radharani. And Mother Jatila and Kutila, they take these big gober balls, you know, gober, cow dung, filled with stones and mud and so many things, great big, and sticks and stones and mud and everything. They make these big gober balls, and they have big sticks, and they're waiting on top of the roof. And here comes the unsuspecting Abhimanyu home. And he comes walking up, you rascal! You dare to come here to my house! But Mother, it's me, your son, Abhimanyu. We know well who you are. Don't try to fool us. And with that, she throws a big gober ball. Pew! But Mom, it's me, your son, Abhimanyu. And Kutila says, we know well who you are. You rascal, you lumpet and cumpet and pam. She hits him with a big gober ball. And he's just covered with cow dung and dirt and mud and sticks and stones. He said, but sister, it's me, your brother. I mean, we know who you are, you. And they just, because when the Brijbasis, even in their normal language, you're lucky, most of you don't know Hindi. If you know what the other places, what the Brijbasis speak between each other, that would cause a fight in other parts of India. Here, just like if you live in Detroit, anybody from Detroit, everybody just, in their friendly dealings, you son of a, they just talk like this. So you know what when the Brijbasis want to be foul-mouthed, oh my goodness, even in their ordinary dealings, you'll turn pink if you understood Hindi, what they're saying. They say, Bol into Hela, Bachanantagari, Kari Lakhata, Pani Kubakari, Deki Sham, Marupuri, Tehari. Bol into Hela. They're bowling their talk, Hela. It's like you see wherever we go, oh, Deena Bandhu, Aja, oh, Deena Bandhu. Bol into Hela, just like, oh, Deena Bandhu, come here. Bol into Hela, Bachananta, Gari. Now the Brijbasis, they mix the R's and L's like the Japanese, you know. So actually Gali means cuss word. Bol into Hela, their speech is just, Hela, without any respect. And Bachanantagari, every word is a cuss word. Bol into Hela, Bachanantagari. Kari Lakat, everywhere is sticker trees. And Pani Kubakari, all the water is salty. Deki Sham, Marupuri. We have seen your Puri. We've seen your Marupuri. Sham. That is a song of the Brijbasis. So the most filthy language, they're chastising Abhimanyu and throwing gober balls at him. He says, oh, my mother and sister have become possessed by a spirit. I have to go to the exorcist. Pow! Oh my goodness. And he runs off to the village exorcist to bring them back to find out what's wrong with his mother and sister. Jai Jai Sri Ram. Like this, we should never think ill of Abhimanyu, Jatila and Kutila. They simply increase the wonder and joy of all the pastimes. In fact, there's a special pastime that takes place in the month of Kartik, Damodar. One time, we used to show it here in this room here, but now it's all broken up so they don't show it. You could see Kali Krishna. Because one time Krishna was in the forest with Srimati Radharani and Kutila caught sight of them and she ran back here and said, you stupid brother, you never believe me. Now you come here in the forest and see what's going on right now. So Abhimanyu, he feels every time she's calling me stupid, he can't stand this. You can't, when your little sister calls you stupid, that's really... She's just dragging him by, come right now, you stupid brother, you never believe me. Now you come in the forest and see what's going on. So she sends him out into the forest. He goes out into the forest and Radharani sees that Abhimanyu is coming. He says, oh no, Abhimanyu is coming now, what are we going to do? And he says, don't worry, just bow down. But what am I going to do now? You just bow down, but my husband is coming, you just bow down. So Radharani bows down and as soon as Abhimanyu peeks between the bushes, he sees the goddess Kali is standing there. And Radharani very chastely, for the benefit of her husband, is worshipping the goddess Kali. Like a very good chaste wife. So we used to get darshan of Kali Krishna here, but anyway, we can't see today, so we just heard inside our hearts. So anyway, we have some nice Mahaprasad. Somebody can take all these things. I think his name was Stavapriya and Kalavati from Germany. They stayed here and did the puja for 1 month of Radha Radhakant. Because my friend Jamunadas, he's a sadhu, you know. He's actually from Nandagam. Everybody can come, just come take darshan. But he, like all sadhus, he likes to go traveling here and there to Kumbh Mela and this place and that place. But he never gets any chance. So he's very anxious that somebody wants to come here and do the puja of Radha Radhakant for 1 year. I mean, excuse me, not 1 year, 1 month. For a year. He'll be very happy then. So there's opening for 1 month or 2 weeks, whatever you'd like to do if you want to stay here. They'll train you, you know, how to, you have to have a big stick to bring the offering from the kitchen over there, over to here, because the monkeys will come, so you have to have a big stick. And you can stay here and take care of Radha Radhakant. So if anybody interested, please tell Jamunadas, he'll be very anxious. He's been bugging me for a long time. He wants to go travel. Because all sadhus like to travel. So everybody please come, stand up and come close and take darshan, leave some small donation for the service of Radha Radhikant.
Ame Manjo Palace. Palace.
very little temple of Dauji and Revati. Bolo Sri Dauji Maharaj.
चेर कुंड क्या नाम है?
चीर कुंड।
अच्छा, चेर माने
नाम है, यहाँ भगवान ने जो ऐसा लीला की है। एक आइटम बनाया हमने। एक लकड़ी का मंदिर बनाया।
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.